Stronghold Crusader Definitive Edition is still going strong in 2026, with thousands of daily players and an ever-growing selection of custom content in the Steam Workshop. But we're not done yet. Many of you have been asking for more DLCs, more free content, more CPU lords, even more trails, and we are happy to oblige. We've got plans for 2 additional major free updates and paid DLC, both coming to Crusader DE this year. But what will these updates look like? Jamie, bring up the roadmap. Just as with the previous autumn and winter updates, the 2026 spring and summer updates for Crusader DE will come with free new content for the base game, which will be available for all players, and an optional paid DLC. As you may have guessed, the spring updates will bloom in the next couple of months, and the summer update will arrive later this year. Sign up to our email list or follow our Steam page and socials, so you can keep up to date on the game's post-launch content and get notified when we announce the exact release dates. We have loved seeing how much the Stronghold community has embraced the brand new co-op trails in Crusader DE, a first-time addition for the series. So, we are happy to announce that our designers are crafting 2 more challenging co-op trails for you to take on with your besieging bestie, or, if your friends are all busy like mine seem to be, your favorite CPU ally. Both of these trails will be completely free for all players. You'll also find more grand vistas to build and battle on as the desert lands of Stronghold Crusader expand further with new maps for skirmish, free build, and multiplayer. We'll aim to include a nice variety of maps for you to conquer, as we understand there's a lot of different kinds of Stronghold players out there. Some will be more deathmatch focused, others will be more resource heavy. You get the idea. Battling and besieging of all shapes and sizes. These 3 major updates will each be paired with a separate DLC, which you'll be able to get from the Steam store. Just like the Canarian Trader and the Sergeant and Lioness DLCs from previous updates. Now, the Stronghold community has always been upfront with their feedback on our new releases and features, and Crusader DE is no different, which we are very grateful for. After the last 2 DLCs, we received a lot of comments that, while you enjoyed the new CPU lords and ladies, you still wanted even harder opponents. So, with that in mind, we absolutely intend to boost the difficulty for this next batch of enemy CPUs. However, we also acknowledge that there'll always be some Stronghold pros out there with the experience to take them down. Can you guys just stop being so good at Stronghold? But don't forget that the newly released Castle and CPU Lord editor allows you to design your own custom lords and edit existing ones too, so you can create your ideal CPU rival with whatever stats you like. The world is your oyster. In the spring update, you'll encounter Bullseye, a humble soldier who you may recognize as the bearer of both good and bad news during your previous campaigns. Now given a command of his own, this loyal trooper prioritizes defense above all and guards his castle with a robust battalion of crossbowmen, which, if the Crusader multiplayer scene is any indicator, means he's basically following the meta. Bullseye will be joined by an iconic character which we know a lot of you will be very excited about. The endlessly requested Leper King of Jerusalem himself, Baldwin. Inspired by the historic ruler of the Crusades and the iconic Deuteragonist in 2005's Kingdom of Heaven, Baldwin governs his territory with stoic wisdom despite his young age and disabling condition. His army boasts a blend of devoted Crusader soldiers and Bedouin mercenaries, and his thick-walled fortresses present a daunting task for those who would dare to siege him. Looking ahead to the summer updates, the 4th DLC will introduce the Surgeon and Baibars to the CPU roster. Now, we can't show you too much of these 2 lords just yet, but we can tell you that the Surgeon is a healer who excels in economic stability and great defensive strength, while the slave-turned-sultan Baibars is a ruthless and powerful Mamluk ruler who attacks with ferocity in his desire to succeed. Our devs are hard at work, training up these fledgling lords to become fearsome foes, but we are really excited to share these 4 new CPU opponents with you in-game later this year. You'll be able to test your siege mastery against these new lords in 2 brand new Sands of Time skirmish trails. The Trail of the Eagle and the Trail of the Vulture will have 9 missions each and feature a mix of familiar landscapes and fresh battlefields. As always, these trails are intended to test the best Stronghold players among us. forged in the fires of our development PCs to draw out the best strategies from our community. So for when the time comes to dive into these testing trails, good luck. We hope you're just as excited as we are about our plans for post-release content for Stronghold Crusader Definitive Edition. You can wishlist the Baldwin and Bullseye DLC right now on Steam. All of your feedback over the past few months has helped us design something that aims to satisfy all players and nicely round things off for Crusader DE's first anniversary in July. But if you're after even more unique Crusader content, we recently expanded the Steam Workshop to include custom CPU loads, castles and trails created by the community. So why not head over to Steam and give them a try. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, join the Stronghold communities on Steam and Discord, and follow our socials to keep up with the latest Firefly news. We'll be sharing new updates on future projects as soon as we have them, so stay tuned.